The chase right now, she's really, really sailing. Now, Cobra's going back,
Yes, sir.
and now I think,
And if he holds good,
yeah,
he's going to have a little advantage. If he can't hold that, he'd be very close on the chase. But I'm looking down now at Sonia, who's still out to sea, uh, making her way in. We don't know what separated her. Of course, it separated itself from the pack like that. If it's tactical or it's a strategy, I don't know if it's going to work out or what's the calculation going to be.
yeah.
Right? I can see that Windward marker. That's not an easy make for no one. It's all the way down.
Well, it's pretty interesting. You need to get a read on Lady Sonia
Yep,
to see where she is.
Yes, yes.
She's way out there by herself, and it doesn't look as if.
I think she's gonna work her way back into it gradually because that marker is buried well into the cove there in Foxhill Creek.
Yeah, Foxhill Creek, yeah.
And if the chaser.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a good race going. A lot of these boats, have been champions before at the National Family Island Regatta. The New Susan Chase, Lady Sonia, Cobra. At one stretch in the late 80s, Cobra won the B class 3 years in a row. And of course, Susan Chase has won it many times.
I wouldn't put on the line that the Sonia would be putting a question to these boats in short order. I wouldn't put it on the line. I wouldn't bypass that.
Yeah.
Because the Sonia is on the lay on that marker, and he's not fighting or struggling. If he's moving, if he's rolling,
yeah,
he's gonna sneak his way into that because everybody has to continue out to sea towards him.
Well, I see Antoinette is striking a pretty good wind too. So
yeah, that's her enable when she lays back, she's vulnerable or open to taking a good knock to fall down into the lap of Cobra.
Yeah.
Right, and that's why Sassy Sue the chase is pushing, very, very pushing hard to get her there because if you notice again, Sonia is still moving gradually into the picture. You see, she's moving gradually into the picture.
Yeah, I see she's coming gradually into the picture, and she took a different route when the race started.
Cobra's really performing high too today.
Yeah, we thought something was wrong with her, but no, apparently she's okay. So she needs to,
She's there, but I think all of them will be cutting her off.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, folks, there it is. You have it. Once they get closer to the Windward marker, we'll let you know which boats have there first. And I just want to repeat the results of this morning's race for Class C. The winner was Sassy Suit sailing for Long Island. Second place was the Sacrifice sailing for Grand Bahama. Third place was H2O sailing for Exuma and Regatta Island. The fourth place boat was Sansali, wow, sailing for Columbus Island and San Salvador. Great showing by Sansali this morning. The fifth boat was King and Knight sailing for Michael. The sixth boat was Sweet Island Gal sailing for Eleuthera. And the seventh boat was Hog Tusk sailing for Bimini and the Berry Islands. And the eighth boat was Cobra sailing for New Providence. And the ninth boat was Revelation sailing for Andros. So
we got comfortably from the park going to the Windward marker.
Windward marker.
Yep.
Luke, it's a question of skill, tactics, and knowing how to read the wind.
Yes, sir.
And Susan Chase has done that, so she's
doing it too well now.
She's doing very well. But I see that Sonia's also
chases around, eh?
Chases around. Ladies and gentlemen, the first boat around the Windward marker is the Susan Chase, representing Long Island.
And setting up possibly to be the second boat. There's a chance for the Barbarian.
Yeah. So the Susan Chase is round, the first boat around the marker is the Susan Chase, sailing for Long Island. And we're going to watch and see who the second boat is.
Can you run through the names of the islands they're representing again, please?
Well, the Lady Sonia is representing Exuma and Regatta Island. New Chase is representing Long Island. Cobra, New Providence. Barbarian is representing Michael. And Antoinette is sailing for Grand Bahama.
Yes, it's going to be a Barbarian put a statement down. She's cut everything off.
So, oh yeah, Barbarian is just gone. So cut the good news. Yeah, I'm not sorry, the good news.
Yeah, so she have a comfortable second at this point.
At this point, yeah. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, very good race going on.
Yes, and the calculations are not working out for Sonia at all. She's just not holding the winner. She's not dropping off.
Yeah, she continues to drop off. The next boat coming around the Windward Mackerel, ladies and gentlemen,
would be the
Barbarian.
Barbarian.
Sailing from Michael.
It's going to be a tight push with Cobra and Ant's Nest, right?
Yeah, okay. So, the people of Michael, your boat is doing very well. She's rounding the Windward Mackerel in second place. So, hoorah to Cobra and the people of Auckland,
they're coming together.
Crooked Island, Miguana, Michael, and Inagua. So it's good to see, boats like this, Luke, who's not always on the top, but she's holding a comfortable second place today.
Yes, indeed.
Yep.
Oh, another. That's close. That's very close.
Yeah.
That's too close. Oh, man. It looked as though they might have touched Cobra and Ant's Nest now.
Wow.
Yes, they nearly touched us now. Nobody wanted to give that right away up there. So that's our first close call.
I didn't see who was on starboard tack there.
Cobra was coming across and it was too close. He probably called starboard, but Ant's Nest, this is only my opinion. Please don't document it officially. And Ant's Nest didn't yield, so Cobra had to go, and then now he's going to attack to come back again.
Yeah. I didn't see that.
Yeah, they came very, very, very close.
So each other.
Because they're right together. If you notice now, the distance is quite a good distance between them.
Yeah, Ant's Nest and Cobra. Cobra started off well. He's dropped back,
Now Cobra went into a mid-stage mode now.
Yeah, so she's in this on attack.
So it shakes you right up, huh?
Yeah. So the third boat coming around the Windward Mackerel is Ant's Nest. Ant's Nest, representing Grand Bahama, coming around the Windward Mackerel in third place.
I think Cobra will have a lot to say about that particular close call just now.
Yeah. Well, if there was an infraction, certainly the race committee perhaps, the race committee, they might have seen it, so, and they will do an assessment to see which boat was right and which boat was wrong. That's just our opinion from the line here. We're not too sure what happened over there.
Right, so. We're not sure. That's what I'm saying. It's unofficial, ladies and gentlemen.
It's unofficial. Our comments are unofficial, ladies and gentlemen. We weren't out there. We're not out there, and so we can't definitively say there was an infraction on that particular lay and tack.
Right, because as you can see now, Cobra is still just at a standstill, so something had to have occurred. If Cobra is still at a standstill and the Ant's Nest is going up to the marker now, Cobra has to
But I think, isn't this Cobra now coming around the Windward Mackerel? Yeah, it's Cobra. She's back in the race. She's, after the mistake.
She's waking up coming around.
Yeah, she's coming around. Cobra's now coming around the Windward Mackerel.
So I'm not sure how many laps, and here we go again. And you have these two A-class right in the track.
Yeah.
Right in the track towards this marker here again. So.
Right. Well, they have sufficient space to get around the marker, down at the leeward buoy there.
As long as they're not coming in twos, there's space to play.
Yeah. There's sufficient space for them to get around the marker and the bay there. So, folks, the boats are coming towards you in the bay. So, we have the lead boat, the Susan Chase, in first place. The second boat right now is the Barbarian, sailing for Michael. And the third boat seems to be the Ant's Nest, sailing for Grand Bahama. And the fourth boat would be the Cobra, sailing for New Providence. And the fifth boat up there is the Lady Sonia. She's had apparently a lot of trouble. She's just rounding the Windward Mackerel now in fifth place.
So if it's a two-lapper, do you think it's a two-lapper, Danny?
I would think the race should have been set as a 2 lap or lap and a half.
Okay, lap and a half.
Yeah, because timing here, we want to get the races completed in time for the opening ceremonies, and the skippers need to get down to the sports center. But we're not going to shortchange the fans in the Bay. We're going to give you some good, exciting races. You'll have a chance to see some good races, today and tomorrow and Monday.
Danny, we should even repeat it again. The recognition of the hard work that the owners put into getting these boats ready for this particular event.
Right. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we see these boats out there and we think it's like you can just put them in the water, jump on them, and sail them. No. That's a no-no. It takes a lot of work to get these boats ready for a sloop sailing regatta. And these, one of the greatest expense is making sure the boat is well maintained. The equipment on the boat very expensive, and painting the boat, and there's so many things that you have to do in order to get these boats ready. To make sure the mast is proper, the boom is proper, and of course the engine for the boat is the sail. Make sure you have good sails, and without good sails you're not going to be able to compete. So the sail is the engine on these boats. So we really need to take our hats off to all the boat owners and sailors and the crew. They do a tremendous job, to get these boats ready to sail and to entertain all of us, not just here in Montague Bay, but throughout the country.
Right.
And it's been an exciting sport. It's a wonderful sport. It's the only sport of its kind in the entire world. So we in the Bahamas have a first. We have sloop sailing as the only sport in the country, and then we have junk canoe, which is another culture we have. And so we should be proud of ourselves on this 50th anniversary of our country.
Right, indeed.
And so everybody should be proud, that after 50 years, the country is still moving along, and while we still have some issues that we need to deal with, we can also be proud to be a Bahamian, and we have to work to make this the best little country in the whole entire world, and I think we're on our way.
Right, and also, just to chime in here, I think we will be accelerating or expanding on how we educate or sensitize the general community in general, and the costing of these particular boats, right?
Yeah.
I'm serious. It's really a cry from these ships and the owners and the builders in particular, what it costs to actually put. I don't think we have the full community understanding or hearing any statistical figures. We hear that it costs so much, So we're going to have one of those specialists sometime to come and explain exactly what the average mass, the average boom costs, and all that stuff,
Yeah, well, look at this. This is so beautiful. This is so beautiful coming down to the Windward market. These white sails and these boats just blazing through the water. It's such a wonderful thing to see. Picture to take and all that. So look at the Susan Chase. Beautiful boat, and she's a fast boat, and she has. I think she has the best crew in this sailing right now in the B class, and they're always ready to go. And so the point is, you have to have the boat ready. It's not just only the boat, but the crew should always also be ready. And of course, the two key persons on these boats are the lookout man, the bow man, and of course the captain holding the tiller.
Well, we always say the bow man and the tiller are the key, but behind the scene, that CEO, that operational man who keeps everyone happy and gets all the material together. You can't miss that operational, that CEO, that owner.
The owner.
Yeah,
the owner, and probably in the case of the Susan Chase, the CEO and the skipper is Stephen Knowles.
Let's be focused back here now. The Barbarian with that line, our biggest sail this time is really holding a ground here in second, coming in here.
Yeah, the Barbarian is doing well. He's holding a second, and so I'm happy for the people of my town.
Nance, yes, doing well also, but I think they've let the Chase separate herself a bit too far from the pack now.
Yep. She's running. She's basically she has a very comfortable lead.
Right. And
unless something happens, she will win this race. But of course, you can't tell. Anything can happen.
Yes, and something good for the guests on the shoreline and on myself. through another lap, is there any hope for the Sonia and who's the other boat behind those two to catch up or catch someone further
Well,
up the line?
you're talking about Sony and the Cobra.
Yeah.
They're the two boats in the back right now. But it all depends. It all depends on how they handle their boats, and it's not a straight race. It's they have the tact. It's a tactical race, so there's still opportunities for somebody to pass another boat.
And this is what lots of us miss on the shoreline.
Yeah.
This takes skills. You see the chasers coming around the buoy now.
They got to be nimble. She's not around.
Check it. The nifty work of the crew on deck. Everything just synchronized, in motion.
Yeah. And it's a lot of hard work on these boats. It's not easy. I noticed just now when she came around, Stefan, even though he's the tiller man, he let somebody else hold the tiller and he'll pull that main sheet. That's a lot of pressure.
Yes.
You have to be strong. Be strong to pull that. Once you tack the boat. It's a lot of pressure on that mast, a lot of pressure on that bone.
Well, I want to make this a bit exciting. I want to say that Sonia will be pressurizing Cobra before they reach this marker.
Well, that's well. I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna wait till I see it.
Right. No, Cobra has a comfortable lead. We're speaking about the two boats at the rear. Cobra has a comfortable, very comfortable lead. She's comfortable.
Yeah.
So there's pitch that in there,
Yeah.
for thought. Because Sonia is really out of sync. She's not even coming on this little check.
Yeah. The amazing thing when this race started, I couldn't understand why Sonia was on that lay, because on that lay, you're basically sailing yourself away from the marker. So maybe they had a problem. I mean, they might have had a problem with equipment on board, and so they needed some time to correct it. But nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, these things happen in sailing. You can jump in your car and you're on your way to an appointment and you get a flat tire. So you got to fix the flat tire. So that also happens on the race course from time to time too.
Okay, you think this is familiar territory for Barbarian to be in second place after the first lap, or she had her days, or is she coming back?
No, the Barbarian's coming back. She's doing well, and it's a tactical race, and she's holding her own. And like I said, kudos to the people in Michael, those southern islands. I always like to see the southern islands do well, and
if you understand, you also that's King and Knight's crew on board. I think I see Derek, I see Stefano Kemp also.
Yeah.
So I think the crew is a good mixture. Delaware we got Stefano and Derek from King and Knights. So they built a good strong team from Michael, some good experience packed on there.
And you got Stefano. I wouldn't be able to see her, so yeah, I'm good. Yeah, Stefano, is on there, and it's good. That's good now. Good, thank you. Well, look at them. Look at the Barbarian. Beautiful uniform for Michael. Flamingos. Beautiful. And Barbarian is one of the best. Well, I can tell you, when it comes to regatta and crew dressing, Barbarian has always been the #1 dressing boat over there.
Yeah.
In National, Long Island, wherever you go, that crew is well dressed. And look at this, Luke. They have a lady on board. So that it makes it even special.
Yes,
ladies, as a matter of fact, they have 1 or 2 ladies on the Barbarian, it looks like.
Mr. Gibson, the way this daughter, he normally takes his daughter also,
Oh, wow. And ladies and gentlemen, you can get involved. Just take a look at the Barbarian. The Barbarian has a lady on board, and she's getting involved in the sailing. It's beautiful.
Aunt's nest chunks the way through.
Yeah. Yep. I'm so happy and proud to see that the ladies were competing today on the Barbarian. We need to get more of our ladies involved in sloop sailing. And at the junior level, we have a number of young ladies sailing.
Okay, that's coming on. Well.
Yeah. And I just want to make a note here on Aunt's Nest. Aunt's Nest is being sailed by Lee and Bristol, who is the owner of the boat. And he's the oldest skipper there, 80 years old and still sailing and doing well with, among the young boys. He's beating up some of these young skippers. So kudos to Liam Brister. He's doing very well at his age.
Yes, we don't encourage this, but you fans can take a good look at Cobra and Sonia. If you want to have another race, create another race. Because I think Sonia has worked away from all the way to the rear, still to the rear, but closer.
Closer.
To closing in on Cobra here a bit.
Well.
So they're going to have an exciting going back and returning to this home marker.
Yeah, it's back to the Windward marker. But let's see what Sonia does. She has a very good skipper, Buzzy Rule, one of the top skippers in the country. So we'll see what happens with her and Cobra going back to the Windward marker.
You can be that top skipper, but even if some of those guys who have little experience have a good boat and they have this type of lead on you, it's very hard and challenging to really
catch up.
Yep.
Well, of course, Susan Chase is still holding her lead. Yes. She has a very comfortable lead.
Yes,
and let's call it the way we say it in Bahamians language. She has a big lead.
Yes, comfortable big lead, comfortable lead.
Instead of using the word comfortable suggests that hey boy, something could happen.
And ladies and gentlemen, the regatta starts now with Sonia and Cobra challenging this home market. Just look at it.
Yeah.
This is going to be something interesting right now.
Yeah.
Make your call. Put your eyes on that. We have this Chase and those leading out there, but look at this coming across this market right here in the bayfront. Sonia is trying to actually sail down the Cobra from that distant.
Yeah.
Wow. And I think she's going to sneak the advantage on the inside.
Yeah. Amazing.
Right on the
Wow. Sonia going around ahead of the Cobra.
Right.
Yeah. Then that's the skill of the skipper and the statistician, the bowman. So they've done well from last place in fourth place, from fifth to fourth.
Now remember when we opened up on the first lap, Cobra was striking good and holding her own for quite a bit.
She started to lead the race at the start, but that didn't last too long because Chase just took over right away.
Okay, Chase is closing in on the marker up there.
Yep.
Getting ready, and then you have Barbarian still pointing out to probably luff down a bit to the marker. But Chase is on a steady pace, sitting flat, just chugging away right on the marker.
And Luke, I just want to let the fans in the Bay and all throughout the country know that there's no need for islands to get discouraged. The important thing about this sport is having the opportunity to compete. And they all are competing and they all are winners. But in any sport, you can only have one winner. And so, nevertheless, the thing is, you have an opportunity to go there and compete. That is the beauty of, sports, and it's translated into track and field, basketball. And so, a lot of our young kids this year, right now, having an opportunity to participate in their first Bahamas games, and so that's good. I know everybody wants to win, but the thing is, competing is also important.
Right.
You've qualified to compete in the race. See, these boats are qualified to be here, and we have in the National Family Island Regatta this year, we had 81 boats, and so these are the boats that qualified to be here. So that that should tell you something about these boats, and they deserve the opportunity to be here.
Right. And to make it even better going on the way forward, those Family Island subcommittees or regatta committees, whatever fundraising committees, we just need to strengthen them a bit more so they can really, really push their little homecomings and whatever, regatta, etc. Because I've been moving around the regatta site and people were saying, don't you think Macau could have had at least two class. That would give another boat an opportunity to come in.
Yeah.
Don't you think Ronquist and Salvador, what do we call that? What do you call those?
Well,
could have had two boats,
Yeah.
But that's just fans giving their, we hope the committee consider putting in their cry for more than one boat representing such a big island, etc.
Well, the thing it is, they had the opportunity because they could have chosen boats from the National Family Island Regatta or the Long Island Regatta. For instance, there's no reason why the other islands, all of those other islands should have had an A-class boat in this race. they had the opportunity to do it, and I would admonish the sport council persons for all of those islands, when we do in fact have these games again, to make sure that each island has class A, B, and C, because we have the boats available for them to have a class A, B, and C. For instance, I know Eleuthera only has a C class, but Eleuthera could have had a class A and B in this race.
Okay, as we take you back out to sea, the chase is getting ready to
come around the bend.
Really block around to that marker. She's chugging around. One lay, Barbarian is luffing down now to get back on that lay.
Yep.
So the chase, there goes the chase. She's blocking down now around the marker. She's going now across to Foxhill Creek from there.
And I think she's now headed back to, she's coming back.
He might turn right and come home marker from there?
Yeah, I think they set it up as a check into the bay as opposed to a bed.
All right.
You know, if I'm looking at the race committee's, decision, when she came around the Windward marker, so that means as opposed to just bedding back in, they set the buoy up whereby she can check into the bay. And I always like that. It's a much prettier race to check back into the bay as opposed to just bedding back into the bay. Unless the way the chase is going, it looks like there might be another marker up there, but I just don't see it at the moment.
No, I think she's going to pop. I'm looking.
I'm looking for another reach marker, unless she's going for another reach marker there they set up.
There's no more reach. She's just going to take that, and then she would probably, when she'd lay back, then she'd go back. No, she'd have to go back to the creek again, so she's going to be on that lay for quite a bit.
Yeah, so that means that there's probably a marker there someplace. And then they come back into the bay, because she's still on that lay, and there's...
No, he's still trying to align himself with the mark in the Foxhill Creek.
Yeah, there's the mark in front. So it's a beautiful race.
Yeah.
It's a triangle, so that's beautiful. So right now she's headed into Foxhill Creek. We're going to take the marker there and then come back into the bay and finish.
Right.
It's a beautiful race setup.
Okay, and we've not only just told you about the chase, the second boat is still the Barbarian. And then you have the Ant's Nest
behind her.
And those two boats just should be a bit cautious now, because Sonia is establishing a little rhythm and gaining a bit on them. It's in Cobra. Cobra is by herself out there sitting.
Yeah.
And Sonia is putting on a strike, a show, going up there, trying to gain on the other two boats in the front of that Ant's Nest and Barbarian. So that's going to be a race between those three there. And still, let's not forget the chase.
Luke, am I seeing this right? The Susan Chase is already past Ant's Nest also?
No, not the chase.
No.
Just how you
I'm sorry. The Lady Sonia's behind them.
No, just that the chase is doing something. The chase is tacked now. Come across into Foxhill Creek.
Foxhill Creek, okay.
Right.
No, there's a lot of hard work, we put into this, and I just want to thank the race committee and all the committee members. People don't see the people who are working in the background organizing things, you have, the race committee, you have your pay mistress, they're out here, they're working very hard.
Yes.
Croy Smith, Sandy Trico, Margaret Tatum Gilbert, and Chantel Taylor, they work very hard, because all of those people.
Okay, Barbarian is breaking around. Barbarian is blocking down now, going around
and headed towards Foxhill Creek.
Right.
Yep.
If you were reading or want to take a chance, you would say that Sonia's gained a few feet on Ant's Nest, but it's not. It's closed a bit, but Ant's Nest still has that established position ahead of her.
Yep. But you can see now the chase is now coming back on starboard tack, is she?
Yeah, she's heading over into the...
Yep.
She's going over to Foxhill Creek now.
Yeah, she's...
And that's a long run.
She's on starboard tack,
Yes.
going across there. And she's moving. She's really, really sailing. She's, if you can say a boat that is well rigged It's
And
almost perfect if that's both Susan Chase.
what's considered the distance that the Barbarian has created from between herself on the Aunt's Nest.
Yeah.
Aunt's Nest getting ready to block down around.
Aunt's Nest is coming around.
Yes, Aunt's Nest is coming around now.
That's going to be a little dogfight to the finish for those boats in the back, So I think the Chase and the Barbarian, they have comfortable leads in first and second.
Indeed.
But I like to say in Bahamian colloquialism, the Chase has the big lead, and I would say the Barbarian is coming in with a comfortable second. So that's it. But at the end of the day, the important thing is to compete, having the opportunity to compete. You can always have, everybody can't win, but the thing about it is it's an exciting sport, it's a beautiful sport, and we need to make sure that it grows and develops now that sailing is the national sport of the country. And I thank the government for naming sailing as the national sport of the country. After 50 years, while we think 50 years is a long time, really not in the life of a country. The United States just turned 247, could you imagine? They're 247 years old as a country, and we just 50, so we're very, very young, compared to a lot of countries out there. But we're on our way, to making this country what we want it to be, chart our own destiny, and make it the best little country in the world.
Now it's in the hands of the sailors and the sailing committee to uplift this opportunity to be recognized as a formidable, credible national sport.
Yeah, right. And it's a long time coming, and I think the sailors and everybody involved in sailing, and not just sloop sailing but also international sailing, we have to take it to another level, because one day we're hoping to see somebody sailing in the Olympics for the Bahamas again. Windward was the first one in Tokyo in 1964. So, that's a long time ago. Yeah. Luke has to leave, so he's leaving me on my lonesome. Thank you, Luke, for excellent job, man.
Indeed,
done today, and we'll pick it up tomorrow.
Indeed, I thank you for the opportunity. And everybody, please enjoy on the bay. And we must spend the money. We have the vendors there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we need to increase these sailing boat fan clubs and the island fan clubs, get the word out, have voice and support this. The games are going on everywhere at the same time, but we have our crew. Let us show up at Montague and support this.
Yeah, and I think those persons who from the various islands, you should have been out here in Montague Bay, cheering for your island and your boat. Thank you, Luke. Oh, we see the Chase is just coming in. I think she's coming in for the finish line, and she's really sailing. Beautiful. Susan Chase out of Long Island. And I just want to put another little plug in there for the Barbarian for taking a lady crew with them today. Well, she's going to be sailing throughout the series, and I want to admonish all the young ladies in the country to get involved in this sport. It's a beautiful sport, and one day I'm hoping to see a lady holding the till of one of these boats, Class A, B, and C. And that's not impossible. It can happen. So ladies, come and join some of these teams. You're going to have being out there in the water is just fantastic and beautiful, as these boats glide through the water. I think the race committee is headed to probably set the finish line. After this race, we want to try and get the A class in the big boys. It's important that we get that race in today, but it's also important that the sailors get down to the sports center for the opening ceremony in the March Pass. That is critical for us to be there to represent sailing as the national sport. On the screen you have the ant's nest and the Barbarian. They both sailing very well. Looks as if the ant's nest is trying to close in on the Barbarian a little, but as it stands, the Barbarian still seems to be holding a second place. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to use this opportunity to thank Barry Wilmot, who has helped us in putting this all together. So Barry, thank you, and his team from Ministry of Agriculture. Barry has just been super when he was at the Regatta desk. Excellent organizer, and he gets the job done. So Barry, thank you for helping us, put this all together here for the day and over the next 3 days. I might have missed, when you start to call names, might have missed a whole lot of people, but of course I have to thank the race committee headed by Clyde Roll, the Vice Commodore, and Stafford and Brister, and the race committee boats out there. I don't know the names of all of those persons who are on the race committee boat, but we also need to thank them, because it's a labor of love. It's a voluntary thing, what they're doing. So we want to thank them, for helping out and putting, the effort into to make these games, not just through sailing, but all the games, at the sports center and wherever have you, get off to good start and finish. So everybody is pitching in and doing their part to make sure we have a very successful 6 Bahamas games this weekend after a 21-year hiatus, and that's why I said I wanted to thank, the Minister Mario Boleg, the Honorable Mario Boleg and his team, who worked very hard to make sure we all, see the spectacular sporting events in the 10 discipline this weekend. And the March Pass and the opening ceremony should be spectacular. So while I'm encouraging people to go down, I also want you to patronize the vendors here on the bay, and enjoy yourself. We have one more exciting race to go, and that is the A class after the B class. Chase is coming to the finish marker now. And it looks as if it's going to be a little dogfight between the Cobra and the Ant's Nest to get into second. The Barbarian was leading there, but things do change from time to time. So here comes the Susan Chase. She's coming to the marker in first place in the B class. She's not there yet, but she's almost there. Yes, Susan Chase. She's through. The winner of the B class, first B class series race. So, there you have it. Susan Chase finishing and winning the B class in the first series race. You know. Congratulations to the Susan Chase, Skip and their team on board the Susan Chase. They sailed a wonderful race today. We have a little fight for second place between the Barbarian and Antanes. Antanes did pretty good, but I think the Barbarian is still going to hold on to her second place position. There she goes.
From what day you may find out, certain people not like me. Everyone crackers bag a thing now. Makes true me I do it like Nike.
So it looks as if the Barbarian will hold a second place position behind the Susan Chase.
Me just do it like Nike. 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 Them one poison me, show me thing up. Plus me and them girlfriend a link up. Dog where you did that when the thing tough. No food, clean water fi drink up. Now me and the dog them a link up. Big truck, 20-inch trim, just a spin up. The pioneer just a kicks up. And a hip hop or calypso. You can't see the star through the tint up. Plus me and the cube and a link up.
But I'm sure Long Island, people in Long Island should be proud and happy. They won this morning in Sassy Sue, representing Long Island, and this afternoon in the B class, and Susan Chase going to win the B class race. And so they should be celebrating all over Long Island tonight. You know, their logo is the Sheep Runners, and so they were running on this race course today. So the sheeps were running. You know, we always like to say the crabs are walking, but the sheeps are running today in Montague Bay. What we need to do, we need to probably catch one of those sheep and have some Long Island mutton today. But I'm almost sure some of the stalls have mutton. So, yeah, some of the stalls have mutton. We are go hard and I do it. Hennessy a flask and I do it. Champagne pop off and I do it. The girl them a ask say I do it. Plus me jeans that I throw it. Yeah, they're coming. Finish line. The three boats around the Susan Chase and Barbarian and Antanes. Chase representing Long Island, Barbarian representing Mike Cal, and Antanes sailing for Grand Bahama. The wind has dropped off a little, so So they've slowed the boat down just a little, but nevertheless, the chase is going to win by a comfortable margin. Well, I've been saying big all along, so it's probably still big, a little big margin, if you can use those terms. Big is big, so. But, the important thing is that everybody's competing and having a good time with them. It's not easy to sail these boats. You have to have your crew ready, your sails ready, and the boat should be in trim, and you should be able to handle the boat. You're going to win one of these races. And I think the chase today demonstrated that they had everything today to win. Good sail, good boat, and good skipper, and good bowman. So they call all the right tacks. So that's why they're winning. Now have Lady Sonia coming around the marker, and she's overtaken, the Cobra. Sonia was fifth throughout, but on the last lap she caught up the Cobra, and looks as if she's gonna end up fourth. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to, give you a rundown on the skippers. Sailing the Chase, Stefano. Sailing the Barbarian, Douglas Gibson. Sailing the Lady Sonia's Buzzy Roll. The Cobra is being sailed by Dwayne Gibson. And of course, Liam Brister is sailing Ant's Nest. Lee is the oldest skipper out here sailing today, and so we take our hats off to Lee. At age 80, he's still competing with the young boys, the young skippers today, so we're proud of the fact that he's still there, he still has it, so the young boys got to be on their P's and Q's to beat Lee, so he's one of our veteran skippers. Taking a little while to get down to the Windward mark on that lake from that last buoy going into Foxhole Creek there. It's a long lake, but here they come. We have the opening ceremony and the match by this afternoon, and we want to make sure that a lot of the sailors get down to the sports center for the match pass. That's important for all the sailors to be there. It's going to be a wonderful opening ceremony, they tell me. So it's going to be a spectacular evening down at the sports center. So those of you that make your way down there, I'm not encouraging you to leave the Vendors and Mortgage Bay. some of you stay here, enjoy the the event, and patronize the vendors, so we can spread that dollar around, that everybody may get a chance, to make some money. And so patronize the vendors, help them out. Here comes the Susan Cheese. The logo for these games. The sheep runners. They've been running all over Montague Bay so far. Difficulty catching these sheep today. The first sheep this morning was Sassy Sue. And the second sheep today, Susan Chase. Let's see what happens in the A class. Here she comes. Class B first series race. It's just about to end with the Susan Chase representing Long Island going to win this B class race. There she goes. She's through the marker. That's it. Susan Chase in first place. First series race for Class B won by Susan Chase out of Long Island. So they're celebrating in Long Island. They're also celebrating in the Bay here and all throughout Nassau. Those persons from Long Island, fans of the Susan Chase. And here comes the Barbarian, who will get second place. So I'm so happy for them. Mike Cal, Southern Islands. So we want to make sure our Southern Islands also enjoy these games, and so they have an opportunity to celebrate tonight because the Flamingos, Barbarian, the sheep were running and the Flamingo just couldn't catch the sheep today. So who knows? Maybe the Flamingos will outfly fly tomorrow, and the sheep will be able to catch the Flamingos. So here we go. Congratulations to the Barbarian, the Flamingos, and the team representing Mike Cal. Second place. And it looks as if Hanson S gonna come in third, representing Grand Bahama. They also sailed very well. So Grand Bahama should be proud, coming in third. now we just have two boats left, the Lady Sonia and the Cobra to come in. That is the Cobra coming down towards the finish line. Well, we have one more race to do today, in A class. We need to try and get that race because you never know what the weather is going to bring tomorrow. So, also we're going to be able to finish in time to go to the closing ceremony. So, we're supposed to start at 6 o'clock this evening at the Sports Center. See the silent partners putting up for sale, so she's ready to go in the A class. Have Lady Sonia coming in. She's sailed well, coming from 5th place. We're still waiting for Lady Sonia and the Cobra to come in, and that will complete the B class first series race. Okay, goes Lady Sonia in 4th place. And the Cobra will be the 5th boat in the first B class series. So just to run down the results. First place was the New Susan Chase representing Long Island. 2nd place was the Barbarian representing Michael. 3rd place Antoinette representing Grand Bahama. And 4th place Lady Sonia representing Exuma and Regatta Island. And the 5th place boat was the Cobra representing New Providence. So they all should be proud. It was a wonderful race and everybody had a good time over there. And so we thank them for going out there. It's not easy to sail these boats, but nevertheless, they made us all proud today by going out there and finishing up this race. So thank you to all the boat owners and skippers for coming out and sailing in these series of races. We got two more, one tomorrow, and another one on Monday. So ladies and gentlemen, that completes the B class race for the day, the first series race. First place, again, New Susan Chase. Second place, Barbarian. Third, Ansnes. Fourth, Lady Sonia. And fifth, Cobra. Thank you all.